Well, there we go. It took me 25 years to be able to paint like that. So this painting took me actually 5 to 6 days to complete. Yeah, like I said at the beginning, it took me 25 years to be able to paint like that. As you can see, I draw Goku since I'm a kid. So this drawing that you see here are from when I was around 6 years old, I believe, and then 12 years old. So yeah, no, I was really young when I started to draw Japanese animation. I grew up with Japanese animation in the 80s. It was aired on TV for us in Europe, so at least in France. So I grew up watching French TV, and so I would just draw my favorite characters. So I started with Saint Seiya, Les Chevaliers du Zodiac in French. And I kept drawing with Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and I really enjoyed drawing these characters, but I was never the kid that would draw and create my own worlds and my own characters. I was easily able to copy what I would see on TV or in magazines, but I will have a hard time creating worlds, and I think that's why I kind of almost gave up on drawing. And I kept drawing actually because some friends of mine, when I reached around 16 years old, some friends of mine like asked me to go tag outside some walls. So we went and we tagged some walls, and I really I didn't like that much tagging walls. I thought it was very ugly, and our graffiti were really bad, so I don't know, I kind of felt bad about that, but I really liked and enjoyed the spray paint, the way the paint was coming out of the spray paint. Something ring a bell in me, and when I realized that I can actually draw or paint with a spray paint, I can do more than just putting my name on the wall. That's what resonated with me back then when I was 16. So then I started to do graffiti. When I say graffiti, it's like more murals type, where you paint something elaborated on walls. So I started with letters, paint letters, because back then, the graffiti, you had to paint letters. But quickly, early 2000, I turned this into mural and more figurative work on walls, and then this became my job. I entered the art school of Geneva, applied art in 2002 or 2001, and I became a graphic designer. So I kept doing graffiti while studying art, and that's in the art school that I learned how to draw properly. I learned the perspective. I learned to paint from life. But not to paint, but to draw from life. We are drawing from life, but we are not painting from life. I didn't learn how to paint in the art school, and that's the whole point of this video actually. Because basically I spent 25 years painting, and I started with graffiti, but then after the art school I started a job in a graphic design agency, but I quit the agency after a year of work because I really didn't like it. And as I was doing more and more murals and commission will come for murals, I will see that I can make a living out of it, and I started to be a full-time artist in 2008, and so I kept getting commission for murals, but I also wanted to exhibit my work on canvas. So I was painting some canvas in the studio at home, and I will exhibit that once in a while. I will do exhibition, and then I started to do collective exhibition, and that's how I started to travel in the state. But yeah, my point was that I was doing all this basically just instinctively. I was painting murals, I was painting on canvas, figurative work, portraits and stuff like that, and characters, but I would just basically paint everything the way I thought it was okay. Like I didn't have any knowledge about painting like you have knowledge in music for the scale. If you know the scale or not, it makes a big difference. So there's no problem, you can create music without knowing how to read scales or how to compose music, and you can paint without knowing how to paint. But the thing is that I felt this because I didn't even know, honestly. The thing is that with our generation, that we are born with picture around us, to me instinctively I went from drawing from picture. And it's true, at the art school I learned how to paint from life, and I don't know why, but back then this is not something that resonated with me, painting from life. So I basically just painted from reference picture, and it was also the rise of internet, so the access to picture became so easy. And I don't know, yeah, just instinctively I went to create everything from picture. And I think that's where the big mistake is. Again, there's nothing wrong painting from picture, like, if you know, there's nothing wrong for that, but I feel that my learning process took so long because of that, or not only because of that, but I feel painting from life, you learn so much. And basically I relearned everything. I started from scratch again when I switched to oil painting in May 2021. That's when I restarted everything, and I went back to the color wheel. I really restarted to learn everything from scratch, and nowadays, well, I'm able to paint from life, and I'm able to mix my colors properly, and I'm still improving, I'm still learning, but I feel there was such a big gap. It's such a big gap between the painting I'm creating now and the painting I was doing back then. Again, there's nothing wrong painting from picture. I could go back to it if I feel the need to, even though I don't see that coming, because I enjoy painting from life way too much. I will develop that probably in another video, but I was never happy. Like, I felt this whole process of going on Pinterest, of going just on Google and looking for pictures, and I will also use my own picture reference, right? But I don't know, it was just another world. It's true, like painting from life, it really opens other doors, and it's just another way of seeing the painting that you create. It's just another way to process all this. So yeah, when I was creating portrait, I would just do it instinctively. I would mix colors for the skin just instinctively, and all this, I felt that it would bring me a lot of anxiety. Like, I would be constantly anxious before painting. It will be rare that I will not be anxious before painting, and I feel, since I switched to oil painting, and since I really set up myself to learn and to have to acquire a method on how to approach painting, I feel this helped me a lot, and I'm no more anxious. Like, I'm not anxious at all before painting. Now it's exactly the opposite. It's exactly what I was dreaming back then. Like, now I'm very, very excited to paint. Right now it's the holidays, and I have to take care of a lot of things, so I don't have much time to paint, and I feel very, very frustrated. So to me, this is very positive, because now I really enjoy painting all the time. And of course, I'm stressed before painting because I want to do a good job, and some subjects are harder than others. And sometimes you want to challenge yourself and tackle other or new subject or more complicated subjects. So of course, I can be stressed before painting, but it's not the same. Like, it's not the same feeling. Before, I was just anxious because I felt each time I started painting, it was a new experience almost. And because, again, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't even know that orange was the opposite or the complementary color of blue. Like, maybe, of course, I heard it at the art school, but maybe I was not attentive enough. Maybe that class I was not, I don't know, paying attention. And all this I kind of forgot. I forgot the color theory. All this just slipped out of my mind. Or maybe I was too arrogant, and I was already doing a lot of graffiti back then. I was already, painting a lot. So maybe I was, I know everything, I don't need to learn. And I feel like in my life sometimes, I was too arrogant, like thinking I know something that I absolutely didn't know. It was the same for value, for example. The values, it's the most important when you try to depict something realistic. It's way more important than colors. So I always thought I knew values, but I guess I had an idea of what value is, but I was not applying really the essence of manipulating values correctly. So there's a whole range of values, and I guess I was applying them in a smaller way, or just like the dark, the mid-tone, and the light. and I was not even understanding the temperature. Uh, yeah, the temperature. I had no idea about color temperature and all that. So all this was lacking. And again, it's not necessary if you're happy with what you create. This is all good. You paint the way you want, but it's just that I feel really good now because I made the step to reset everything and to relearn, and that's what brings me a lot of happiness now. Before I was not happy because I felt there was something off in my painting. And again, there's nothing wrong painting instinctively if you're happy, but I was not. So I made the step to restart everything, and I'm very, very happy I did. And that's what I want to share on the channel. I share everything I learn because I feel it's a shame that I spent 25 years painting like that and being anxious when you don't need to be anxious. Painting is it's a very happy thing to do. So now that I'm very happy painting, well, I want to share that to the world. And you see, it took me around 3 years to start to be comfortable with my painting and feeling happy with my painting. So that's what I share on the channel. So if you are new to the channel, welcome, and thank you to everybody that interact with the channel. This is very important and it's very helpful to the channel, especially at the beginning. So thank you so much for all the new subscribers. Thank you for the subscribers that are here from the beginning. This really matters a lot to me, and this is just the beginning, so I'm looking forward to see you in the next video.